That's called irony.
Oh, come on.
Let's,
Oh,
that's good, Dave.
That's
okay, okay,
You, that's me too.
Do you even have that phone?
That's to go there. I've seen a couple of little yard signs.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah. What? Where?
Close.
Fort Wayne or Fort Wayne?
You are. Shifted.
No, actually, side by side comparison. Fort Wayne, she was. Oh, actually. Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
We were gonna go to Texas, yeah. My family started talking about Idaho, and I'm like, could we discuss this like a year and a half? So, yeah, now we're looking.
I had to call a couple other bigs today.
Oh, actually.
I'll get back, but I'm gonna hire them.
Thanks, us.
I don't want to say when we pay your. You can't. It's our process, because it's not timely and effectively and efficient. They want to know the first.
The first thing, how it's decision. Yeah, flash flooding, drought, tornadoes, we're not gonna be able to.
I didn't like the spiders.
Yeah, yeah, it's been tough this year, because I've had to pull with the Achilles. It'll get the games.
Welcome, everybody. We're gonna call the meeting to order. I know the first item on the agenda is a workshop session, but we need to amend the agenda to include an executive session after the consent agenda for potential litigation. Do I have a motion?
After the call to order.
And then there will be a potential action item after that.
Okay. Who is first? Who made the motion? Mark made the motion.
Second.
Mark, Lloyd, okay. All right. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. Justin and Nick, you're both on there, or
Okay, Sam, do you have the PowerPoint for
which?
the
Budget.
budget?
Yes.
So since we've had, Justin and I had a chance to meet with pretty much all of you. We've gone through the budget, we've gone through the presentation and the revenue spend operation, capital expenditures, cash flows. We're gonna do another quick overview of our PowerPoint overview of it, and if there's any other questions, we'll go from there, okay? So. Yeah, let's see it, Sam. And the numbers, can you move the picture up?
Do you need some help? I have that number here in front of me.
Oh, yeah, okay, there we go, thank you. Okay, so operating budget revenue overview, so the sales tax, we're estimating for 2025, we did a 3.5% increase. We just don't know what next year's bringing, it's kind of in line with what we're currently at, about 29,700,000. Grants, which is the federal grants, we get formula grants and also through the states, about 8.2, almost 8.3 million. Fairs, 20,000, and other 619,000. Most of the other is interest from savings. So our total estimated revenue is about 38,663,000. Operating budget. So we had a goal of 6.5%. The reason we chose 6.5% was if we lost this CA money, the Climate Commitment Act funds, it would be about a little under $3 million a year. A 6.5% increase in expenditures for the next 10 years is sustainable to keep a good bottom line. So that was our goal, is not to exceed the 6.5%, but it does not include any increases in service through Vision 2020. So the additional services that Vision 2020 will have in this budget is expansion of East Wenatchee service and the expansion to Chelan Dark and Chelan Falls. Okay. Operating budget highlights, we did a 4.25% gross wage increase, or COLA. This is contractual amount with Teamsters, so it's across the board. Increase, the only one we really increased was medical insurance. We did 7%. Last couple of years was a 5% increase, but we put 7% as a placeholder. It should be pretty close. Property and liability insurance, that was a big increase, about $236,000, or 30% increase, because mostly it was due to changes in the rolling units. So in other words, they had more miles, property values went up, more employees, so that bumped up. That was about $272,000 to that 236. Difference in change of rates. So this WISTIP insures the first 1.5 million, then it buys layers of insurance on top of that. Those layers of insurance are costing us more. That's probably everyone's seen. You know, we have a lot more natural disasters, fires, hurricanes. It's just costing more to buy that layer of insurance. Now, we did go on the good news.
Anything cost less than we expected?
What, insurance overall?
No, just anything budgetarily, did anything cost less than
Yes,
expected?
this is the next slide. So we had, for many, many years, I don't know if you remember, Kyle, not before your time, about 11 years, we were on the needs improvement list. In other words, so our experience rating was actually higher than the average of the medium-sized systems. So that costs us an additional $75,000 a year. So, but now we get a credit of almost 30,000 a year because we're off that needs improvement list and we've had so much little accidents that we're actually ahead of the game. So they actually give us a credit of 29,000, so there's the 236. So there's a little bit of a credit there, a little bit less.
Pretty nice.
2024 board, okay, so this is the FTE count. So this year, 2024, we went in, we asked for a new assistant manager, maintenance manager for Ed, so he could get more time to oversee these big capital projects. So went out and Sergio was hired as assistant maintenance manager. We did hire, I think it was last month, the board approved a new facility maintenance worker for, but basically bus stop cleaning. With all our stops, we've just had, we're trying to create an image that everything's neat and clean, the buses are neat and clean, our operators, our facilities, but the stops just have a mess, and we actually got the board approved a new facility maintenance manager, worker for bus stop cleaning. For 2025, we have Lynn, who is retiring in May. So for her position, Julie, who's assistant administrative service manager, she will take Lynn's position. And then Julie's position as assistant admin services manager will go away, so that will not be filled. But we are gonna fill it with a new marketing manager position for the 7 months. So we really feel that that is a missing link currently in our system, getting that word out to all our guests and customers that we wanna make sure that what services we have rolling out. We have 6 new coach operators for the expanded service. So that's for East Wenatchee. So the net increases for 2025 is 8, but 2 were approved in 2024. So really, we only have 6 new ones in 2025 for just the expanded service, no new administrative FTEs at all. Any questions on that? Okay. So we tried, so the 6.5%. So if you take the 2024 budget of 27,938,000, 6.5% increase is about $1.8 million. So that brings it to about 29,754,000 status quo. Our current budget proposal is 29,895,000, so about $142,000 above the status quo. So the reason that it's a little above is okay, East Wenatchee service, that's the big one. So we have $545,000 in the coach operators, 6 additional coach operators. We have a little bit of new additional utilities for the new bus garage, about $24,000. We removed the Highway 2 corridor study, which was $150,000, but we put $100,000 in for a 10-year strategic plan. So now we're down with Vision 2020. What's next? That's what the strategic plan is going to take us to next. So that's about $519,000 above the status quo budget, if we look at it that way. So if you take the 29,895 less the status quo of 29,376, the 2024 operating budget, so we're actually about 1.4 million over the 2024 operating budget. So about 5.1%, what our increase is status quo was. You don't add in the additional things like the new additional service. That makes sense to everybody? Any questions? Yeah. 2025 capital budget, $36 million. A lot of that's the carryover, $16 million, and $15 million of that is for the bus garage we're building. We have park and rides in there and a few other projects that we didn't get to this year. Facility maintenance projects, $2.6 million. $1 million of that is for the Washington State Patrol property. And I believe we just got approval that as soon as we sign our end, they will sign theirs. So we're good to go on that. Vehicles and equipment, $17 million. 11 million of that 17 is grant funded. That's for 14 new BYDs. And we have 4 electric paratransit vehicles and some other vehicles in there for the new hospital. The total local funds is about $25 million. And this is all detailed out in your packet. I think we've gone over it with everybody pretty much. Kyle, if you have any questions, please.
I went through this.
Did you? Okay. Transfers to contingency is $400,000. Our vehicle reserves, 5.5 million. Facility reserves $1 million, so about 6.9 transfers, dollars transferred for reserve accounts. And then you have this information in your packet. So. Happy to answer any questions. This is just the workshop so that we can go over it. This is time to, if you have any questions or thoughts on the budget, if you want us to change anything. We'd like to bring it back in November, get it passed because we're not having a December board meeting. So, is there anything, any comments or questions?
There's no questions or comments. Is there any reason not to pass it now?
We have to have a public hearing.
That's, you know, that thing that you.
You saw that.
Public meeting?
Thank you.
Doesn't count.
Yeah, so all we need next month is 6 people to show up because I know there's county commissioners gonna be gone. I did check that last.
We had a count of 7 planning to attend the next board meeting. Hopefully that is still the case. Travis is coming for sure.
Okay. Great, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, moving on to public comments. Is there anyone online? Is there anyone here that wishes to make a public comment? Hearing and seeing none, we will move on to the consent agenda. Everyone have a chance to review. I would entertain a motion.
Move to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
All right. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, how long do we need for executive session?
Probably not very long, 5 minutes.
5 minutes?
5 minutes, 10 minutes max. We need to get an explanation.
We need a motion with the amount of time.
Better start with 10.
Okay.
Let's do for 5, we can extend, because when we do for
Exactly.
10, we can't come back into session till 10 minutes, so I make a motion to have an executive session for the purposes of potential litigation for 5 minutes.
Second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. We will be in executive session until 3:17.
question, what is the shortest term that we can get? Is there language that we can put in there with failure to supply or failure to execute on their contract that gives us opt-out language? I mean, at least,
There is that in this current Cintas contract that we have already signed.
And there was also opt-out in the US Linen. It just was never, we just never exercised it. And so it automatically renewed because we didn't have the actual contract. It was done many people ago, shoved in some drawer and we just.
I'd make a motion to settle potential.
Hold on, just 1 second. We are out of executive session. No action was taken during executive session. Now, please.
I'd make a motion to authorize up to $50,000 to settle our old contract with US Linen to exercise our new contract with Cintas.
Second.
Who was the second?
I just do want to clarify, the Cintas contract has already been executed. It was approved, I think, 2 working weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll revise my motion to authorize up to $50,000 for the settlement of the US Linen contract.
Second.
All right, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Very close to the next.
No. No, we're here. Christina's helping you high five award.
All right, well, I guess I'll invite up Deborah Payne. So first I want to talk a little bit about what a high five award is. So it recognizes an employee or team of employees for performing outstanding service or achievement in leadership, safety, customer service, effort, innovation, teamwork, or efficiency improvement. Outstanding achievement is defined as an act or action that has yielded a substantial and obvious benefit to Link Transit and or its guests. So I nominated Deborah this month for a high five award. In her nearly 30 years here, she's been extremely dedicated in providing excellent customer service to our guests. She always exhibits a strong work ethic, but she's really gone above and beyond recently while we've been short-staffed at our guest services as part of the team. She's had a super positive attitude about it, exhibited really strong commitment to our guests during this challenging time, and she deserves, I think, recognition for her extra effort. So thanks to Deborah for all she does at Link Transit. And in recognition of the award, she receives a gift card of $50 to the establishment of her choice. So, thank you.
Oh, you need a photo? I do.
Maybe not.
Really good at this, huh?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Christina. Mark,
Okay.
Finance Committee.
Make it brief because we obviously just had the workshop on the budget. Justin, AKA Moneybags, did present us with the 2025 proposed operation and the capital budget. There's what I'm looking for. And the only other thing I wanted to note is that they also presented us with 2 scenarios for the cash flow. The 10-year cash flow, one predicated on whether the initiative 2117 is successful, and then one assuming that the law stays in place. So those were both scenarios were presented. Obviously, at our next meeting, in November, we will know the outcome of that, and so that cash flow will be presented accordingly. And then you already know about the linen issue, so I'm not going to delve into that. So those are the topics that we discussed. Anything in this?
The only clarification is that Justin is actually the idea guy.
The idea guy.
That's what he told me.
Okay, thank you, Mark. Nick, you're up.
Okay, real quickly, our work plans, we did some minor service adjustments beginning October 1st. We have a policy tonight, which would be updating the location of the agent to receive claims against the agency, so that'll be our policy for tonight. Budget workshop, check on that one, we got that one done. We were supposed to have the design done for Hay Canyon, but we just were too busy this year, so we moved that whole project to next year. We wrote a grant for that, hopefully the grant will come in, and then we'll just take it once we receive the grant pay for all the design and construction. And then the new Mission Ridge Waterville buses were supposed to deliver what we anticipated them this month, but they'll probably be next month.
Should be first part of next month, that's my conversation today.
Okay, a couple other things. I've kind of some stat news. Christina, our planning and development manager, decides to move on to some other opportunities. She actually has brought what we call the dream to reality. So she has implemented, not only designed more service than we've ever put into the system at one time, but she implemented into it. So we're very proud of that and very, she did an excellent job. Very rarely do you get as much, when you put service in, do you get as much ridership in at the same time, and we accomplished that. So that was a very good service plan. She's been an excellent person here. We're gonna miss her dearly, and we wish her the best of luck.
Yeah, I just want to say what a pleasure it has been to serve this community and serve the board. I'm so proud of the things that I've been able to accomplish as part of this team over the last 3 years, so really appreciate it.
Thank you. We did have a rideshare accident last week. We had a gentleman, in a car between Quincy and Ephrata. And so we're, they totaled the van. The person that we hit, we heard both, he was or wasn't taken away in an ambulance. We heard he was, and we heard he wasn't, so.
We were told that he was, but the police report did not mention that.
So we'll be waiting to see what the claim is on that. We did a tour of Wenatchee Landing with Dan Needhouse today with the Douglas County Commissioners, and it went very well. We had a good project, good proposal for them, and it would benefit Lake immensely because we do 30 trips a day heading, or 60 trips total, but 30 trips going, turning north on Sunset Highway, which we have to turn left. And so safety was the #1 issue I think they brought up is the best way to get grants is to be a high improved safety improvement for safety. So as I said, we went through the budget meetings, got the work plan, we're working together, we're putting together a new work plan for 2025, which will be part of the new budget. And if we have everybody show up next month and pass the budget, we will cancel the December board meeting.
It's almost like that was a good area.
It should be,
Yes.
yes.
Got everything in?
That's everything.
Okay, Selena.
Yes, so we have resolutions in place that name an agent to receive claims for damages. But the location that's listed is the old station property, and since the board clerk is the agent and I work at Columbia Station, we need to rescind the old resolutions and I'm recommending that you approve resolution 2024-23, which updates the location for us to be served and also designates someone to fill in for me if I'm not here at the position, which would be the guest services supervisor on the 2nd floor. And usually there's one of us who's almost always here.
That doesn't require any public hearing to do that.
Any other questions? I would entertain a motion.
Make a motion, we accept resolution 2024-23.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion?
Just a question, so do you update that address with the state? Is that what you do?
The auditor, the county auditor.
County auditor, okay, but not with the state.
Question.
Yeah, the resolution is just for the county.
Okay.
Do you need a motion to rescind as well?
Yeah, that's already, I said
Okay.
it doesn't offend.
I can make a second motion after that.
It says that in the resolution. It does. It says a resolution rescinding 2 resolutions.
Yeah, but the actual resolution is after now therefore be it resolved. That's the action.
I can make a motion after this one is passed.
Okay. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
And I move to rescind resolution 2001-07 and 2012-06.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Thank you. So you're still up. Sorry, CEO, eval.
Yes, so it's that time of year for the CEO evaluations. So you should expect a packet in your emails tomorrow morning around 9 a.m. It's set to automatically go out. I will send you also a reminder email that it's coming. We're using SurveyMonkey to do this, but it's anonymous. So all of your answers will be collected and then presented, but without knowing how the individuals responded. And it's limited to only 12 responses, so you can't go to another computer to do it again. Be cut off. So you should be seeing that in your email tomorrow. It will probably go to your junk because it's coming from SurveyMonkey, so I'll send you a reminder to check your junk mail in the morning, so you get that. Those are due on November 12th. And I'll be able to see, I can't see how you answered, but I can see whether you've answered. So I will ask Tiffany to follow up with you if you've not done it. And then November 19th, we'll have an executive session to go over those responses. As well as the senior staff also does those evaluations.
Don't make me hunt you. So if you could complete them, I would very much appreciate it.
I know where you're at.
Oh, thank you, Selena. Okay, Hayden, you're up.
Right. So for September 2024, sales tax earned in the month of July was $2.6 million over the budget amount for the month by 2.2% or $55,000. Year-to-date sales tax collections were 15.7 million. And the year-to-date budget amount was 15.2 million, which is over the year-to-date budget amount by 3.8% or $570,000. Last year's year-to-date sales tax amount was 12.9 million, and we're over last year's sales tax amount by 22.4% or $2.9 million. For the 2024 operating budget to actual, the budget year elapsed is 75% or $21 million. The operating budget spent is 71%, which is $20 million, and we are under the budgeted amount by $1.2 million. For purchases in September 2024, capital purchases, we spent $50,000 on the bus garage phase 1 with RH2. We bought decams for 6 vehicles for $18,000. Phase 1 of the bus garage, the Rimmer and Rotor, for $383,000. We bought a facility help truck from Pat Armstrong Ford for $56,000. An IT van from the Tri-Cities for $40,000, and more money to Rimmer and Rotor for the bus garage of $374,000. Any questions?
I just have one question noticed on, I don't know what page it is, anyway, under current assets. ATM machine? We have an ATM machine we run?
Yeah, it's here.
Oh. Or,
Still the first floor. These for Amtrak,
oh, okay,
Amtrak or cafe or.
On the
Yeah.
first floor. Walk right by it, another time. Any other questions? Thank you. Ed,
State Patrol. You guys last month approved us going into an interlocal agreement with Washington State Patrol. For
for the new training facility, and thought we were all good with the interlocal, and they came back and just wanted to change a section of it about background checks for people that are gonna be inside the building unattended. If they're attended, it doesn't have to be. So it was an add to the interlocal that you agreed to last month. I don't know if you have the full background check deal in front of you, but it's basically just saying that if we're gonna have people on our or contractors entering their building, they have to have a background check before that happens. If they're unattended or left unattended, if there's someone with them, that's not required.
Someone like a
Entering the
manager?
Washington-
Go ahead.
Entering the Washington State Patrol building?
Yes,
Why would anybody be entering there?
we're gonna end up having electricians in there, installing power for gates and different things like that.
Oh, okay.
And then when they remove the fence between what their current, what do you call that? The bullpen,
Holding station.
their holding station for all their vehicles, when they remove the inner fence from that to extend it out, that they have to have somebody there anyway, like that was requiring that person, whoever's removing that fence, to have a background check.
So when we are using the property, we don't have to,
No, this is just for construction.
okay.
So it would be a supervisor with the electrician.
Yeah, it would be someone from Washington State Patrol has to be with the electrician. If he leaves them alone in the room,
Oh, somebody from Washington State
Yes.
Patrol. Got it.
yes.
You don't think they trust Ed?
Well. Never know. Okay.
There's always.
I don't think this is probably ever gonna take place. The amount of time that they're probably gonna spend in there, they're probably gonna have somebody with them. Just because they're gonna be in a secure area.
Would you like a motion and approve the interlocal agreement? So moved.
Second,
Any further discussion?
Who is the second?
All in favor?
I,
Motion carries.
I think we also have to rescind the 2024-20 or no, because
says in the minutes, I thought. Maybe not.
So the interlocal was passed by a resolution at the last board meeting, so you will need to rescind that prior resolution.
so moved.
Second,
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Let's work on a record here.
yeah,
What's your record, Rob? You're supposed to be that, I believe.
Okay. Thank you.
Maybe.
Gabby. Love procedure.
yes.
Make me so happy.
Total system boardings. Yes.
So for the month of September, we had total system boardings of 116,398. And that's up about 1.5% over August, where we had 114,582, but up about almost 19%, 18.7% over 2023.
That's good.
Class 1 or higher preventable collisions and incidences for September is again a 0. So still trending in that very positive direction. Combined fixed and paratransit service complaints for the month of September, we had 6.
Quick question for you.
Yes,
Didn't we just total a van?
in September, we had 0 class 1 or better.
We didn't call.
I caught that.
In September.
Okay, okay.
Combined fixed route paratransit and rideshare cost per hour, still well below the goal of 170,000 at $144.45. And that's down from last year at $159.49. And the combined fixed route paratransit and rideshare cost per boardings down from August, with September coming in at $18.66. Well under the budgeted $25.35. East Wenatchee and Wenatchee boardings by route. So school is back in session. Our East Wenatchee Route 2, Route 7 are still our most popular, the Route 2 and the target Route 7. Cascade on Route 18, that jumped pretty significantly, about 38%. That's school is associated with that, as well as the Route 11 also jumped up pretty significantly. That's also school, so. That's what that is mostly telling us. And then intercity boardings by route. The route 23, 24, 25, and 28 all went up. The route 23 is up 33% from August. The 24 is up 64% from August. Waterville climbed up almost 6% at 5.5%. And then the route 28 is coming in close to 10 at 9.7% there. So a lot of community folks getting to where they need to go, and some of our, route 21, 22 dropping off a little bit, which is unexpected with where we're going life. That's it.
Questions for Gally? Thank you. Like boring reporting. Okay.
One last thing. We have our board chair not only leaving as a county commissioner, but also leaving the state. We prepared you to go to Texas.
Oh, you did?
Not prepared to go to Idaho.
You maybe did. He's looking at me. He's looking at me.
So I have to say thank you to Lynn and Selena for shopping.
Oh, very cute.
That was very nice. So would you like to go through this?
No, I think you should.
I think you should. Come on, okay, we got a card.
This is the worst.
You both think the center of attention.
No, I did not.
The paper, I was told, Selena Googled how to actually.
Yeah,
stuff
cause I'm
the
not
paper.
Martha Stewart, so.
It looks like you are. Thanks, you guys. Now I'm only going to Coeur d'Alene, so not too far.
But you gotta check this out.
Okay, okay. Come on. Give me the program.
What kind of whiskey do we get?
It's probably for heat, I would assume,
Ah.
would be my guess. But there's heat in Idaho, just not like Texas.
You know, we thought you were a long ways away, so first off, take that out.
Very cute with my name on it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's good.
You guys are so thoughtful.
All about Texas.
They just found out today. Going to Coeur d'Alene.
I think with a jigsaw though, we could probably.
You made it look like a.
Yeah, I can fix that for you. That's kind of
Bigfoot.
Washington, Bigfoot.
Mhm.
That's actually.
That's more appropriate than I know.
That's more. You did good. Danver. Oh, very cute. Thank you.
Some useful stuff, so you apply. Not that they're not useful. This is the last one.
Is that the gold watch?
Earrings.
You gotta push it.
I do. Oh, you guys, I totally ruined it. You get Uchas.
Yeehaw still works accordingly.
Yeah.
So thank you for all you did. You were awesome. Stepping in for Ann at the last minute, and we appreciate that. You did a great job. We're gonna miss you as not only county commissioner, but. our-
Now I set a new standard for meetings.
Exactly.
So, don't let me down. Thank you so much. Yeah,
You'll have to give Ann the cup for her consolation prize.
yeah. Well, thank you.
Yeah. Everything happened.
Almost, yes. Okay, well, if there's nothing else to discuss,
This is a record.
Yeah, very good.
we will adjourn.
Awesome. All right.
Bye.